If you can't beat them, join them. If you're scared to fight it out, watch him and watch out.
My name's Bond, James Bond.
The new Bond. The different 007. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. The name's Rigg. Diana Rigg. This one's got class and style. Telly Savalas and 007 times more excitement.
How's it going out there, YouTubers and all subsequent social media lands? Welcome to an all-new movie review. So in this movie review, we're going to be talking about none other than the 6th James Bond film and my 6th film in the James Bond-a-thon review. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all this awesome action. And as always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all you amazing people out there in the YouTube and social media lands. Welcome to an all-new review. So like I was saying before, we're going to be reviewing the 6th James Bond film. That is an amazing film that just was really well done and kept in the spirits of like You Only Live Twice and Goldfinger. And is just a really well-rounded James Bond film. Now, like I said, this one is the 6th film and came out in 1969 and has a really all-star cast and great director, I feel, that really directed the crap out of this film. Now, this happens to be directed none other by Mr. Peter R. Hunt. Oh yeah, Peter R. Hunt. Woo! Peter R. Hunt, he's such a great guy, such an amazing director. It did a really amazing job with this film. Now, Peter R. Hunt also was a scriptwriter for a lot of the other previous James Bond films as well, which I find really interesting that he actually, ended up getting to do a directing gig for the James Bond series. Now, I thought for his first outing, he just did a really fantastic job too as well. And I really enjoyed it. Really thought he had a really great eye for what he was doing. Great action sequences, great cinematography, and all that kind of good jazz. Now, a couple films that he's also directed that I thought he did a good job. And I actually haven't seen the films, but I saw the trailers and have read a lot about them. Now, the first film happens to be a Richard Harris-led film called Gulliver's Travel. Oh yeah, Gulliver's Travel. Ooh, Gulliver's Travel. This is such a great film. It's been done several times over the years now. Originally came out as a cartoon back in the 40s, and it's just a really fun story. And I thought that, from what I saw in the trailer and what I've read, that Peter R. Hunt did a really amazing job with this version of it, giving us some pretty state-of-the-art, definitely, CGI work and, practical effects back in that time that gave us this really amazing live-action version of this film and just did a really great job at bringing to life this amazing, world that, Gulliver ends up embarking on. It just was a really well-done film, I thought, and from what I saw and what I've read, it just seems like Peter R. Hunt did a really amazing job with the film. If you haven't seen Gulliver's Travel, definitely give it a whirl, people. It's worth the watch. Now, the second film that he also directed is a Western film starring Charles Bronson that is also considered a cult classic that wasn't a huge hit when it first came out. And that, of course, is a film called Death Hunt. Oh, yeah, Death Hunt. Oh, yeah. So this is another Western one. Saw the trailer and read all about it. And is a, action-packed blockbuster type of deal that Charles Bronson just really shines in. And from what I read, it's just a really amazingly done and well-sophisticated film. And just, kind of done in a great way that is very Western and tradition to Western, but brought a lot of great action to it. And from my understanding, too, and what I saw and read, that Peter R. Hunt did a great job of giving us great action throughout the film, a great screenplay, and just really great cinematography as well, along with just a really well-done story. Definitely something I'll have to check out in the future, and most definitely, and see what it's all about, but definitely a huge Charles Bronson fan, so definitely have to check it out. But Peter R. Hunt did an amazing job on it, I've read and heard. Now, it comes to, like I was saying, with his directing in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is the James Bond film I'm talking about, is really well done. I thought he brought a really great elegance. He really knew what James Bond was trying to do. I love the campiness and the extra action he brought to it and made it more like a James Bond film. Like I said, along the lines of Goldfinger and You Only Live Twice, he really brought a great essence and another great chapter in the James Bond series and just gave us a really fantastically done film. If you haven't seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service, definitely give it a roll, people. Peter Hunt directed the crap out of it. So this film has a great all-star cast, and to start us off is none other than Bond himself, 007, Mr. George Lazenby. Oh yeah! George Lazenby! So George Lazenby, this was his only outing as James Bond, and his first, and also his first acting gig, and he did a really amazing job being his first acting outing, I thought. He really brought an elegance, he really brought that great charisma and charm to the Bond character, and I just thought he was a really good choice. Now, a couple of films that he's been in that were considered great films, I feel, are as such. The first film I'm going to talk about that he was in that I thought was a really fun film is a great, amazing comedy farce film that's kind of along the lines of like Not Another Teen Movie, The Naked Guns, and so forth, Hot Shots, Part 2, and stuff like that. It's a great film that came out in the 70s called Kentucky Fried Movie. Oh yeah, Kentucky Fried Movie. Now, George Lazenby's in this film in a small portion of the film, and it's just a really fun performance though. He really brought a great like comedy element to it and really showed that he actually has some comedy chops too as well. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought he did a really fantastic job, and also at the same time when I saw this movie originally, I wasn't sure who this guy was, but then after watching the James Bond film, I was like, oh my god, that's him. I'm like, wow, his acting really changed from the James Bond film to this film. And I just was really impressed with his acting and his comedy chops in this film. He was really a great addition to the film and really enjoyed him in it. All around, Kentucky Fried Movie is a really fun film. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go, people. It's worth the watch. Now, the second film he was in that I really enjoyed is a great epic war film that is in the series of like Gods and Generals and the Blue and the Gray films that are based on the Civil War. And that, of course, is a film called Gettysburg. Oh yeah, Gettysburg. Gettysburg is a really fantastic war film. Jeff Daniels in it, Tom Berenger, huge cast, and George Lazenby plays one of the soldier characters in the film, and he was really amazing in it. Gave a really great characterization of this character that, we don't know really how he acted or anything because, this happened over hundreds of years ago, but still at the same time, we got a great sense of what that person could have been and what they were dealing with, and I thought George did a really good job of bringing that to life. Really amazing performance by George in that, and I thought it was one of his best to date. Really enjoyed it, and Gettysburg is a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, definitely go to roll, people. It's worth the watch. Now, like I was saying before, him as Bond was amazing, awesome, excellent, superb, picture-perfect James Bond to me. I absolutely loved him. I'm very sad that he only did it the one time. I thought he was so good. Really enjoyed his performance and acting with everyone involved, and I just thought he was a really great James Bond. If you haven't seen him in anything, give him a whirl, and if you haven't seen On Her Majesty's Secret Service, definitely give it a whirl. George Lazenby was awesome. So that brings me to the second actress I'm going to be talking about in this film, and that is none other than the James Bond girl in this film, known as Miss Diana Rigg. Oh yeah, Diana Rigg! Woo! Absolutely love Diana Rigg. She was awesome. She was amazing. Unfortunately, she passed away this September, but was such a great actress, really amazing, and always brought great life to her characters. Now, a couple films I really enjoyed her in was such as a great 1981 film starring the Great Muppets. The film is called, you waiting for it? It's called, what is it? The Great Muppet Caper! Oh yeah! The Great Muppet Caper! Woo! The Great Muppet Caper is such a great film, one of my all-time favorite Muppet films. Diana Rigg as Lady Holiday is so on point and amazing in this film. Really enjoyed her. She interacted with the Muppets so well, especially Miss Piggy. Oh, Miss Lady Holiday! It's just so stinking funny and hilarious, and just her performance along with the Muppets was on point, great comedic timing, just a really well-rounded character, and absolutely loved her in the film. Her interactions with, Kermit and Fozzie, oh, hello, Lady Holiday, or hello, Lady Holiday, waka waka, their interactions were just so well done, and fun, and hilarious, and just really enjoyed them. And I just thought that she was on point as this character and just really fun. If you haven't seen The Great Muppet Caper performance, she was on point, amazing in this film. She was fantastic. Now, the second film she was in is a great Agatha Christie film that is based off of an Agatha Christie novel. And then, of course, a film called Evil Under the Sun. Oh yeah, Evil Under the Sun. Such a great, amazing film. If you like Murder on the Orient Express or The Man in the Gray Flannel Suit or films like that, Evil Under the Sun is just like that, with a great performance by Peter Ustinov as well. Now, Diana Rigg was so on point as her character in this film. She played it to the T. She had a really great elegance. She had a great, demeanor to her throughout the whole film. She was just really amazing. And I just really liked her interactions with everyone, and she brought to life this character from the pages and gave us a on-point performance. If you haven't seen Evil Under the Sun, definitely give her away, people. She was fantastic in it. Now, it comes to her performance in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. She was amazing as this, rich, spoiled girl that doesn't get her way and tries to do stupid things to try to get people's attention and all that kind of stuff. And she was a great James Bond girl. She really brought to life this character, and I loved the interaction between her and George Lazenby and just their connection and how she really on point played this character. And I thought it was a great outing, too, for her being her only third feature film, too, as well. And it just was on point, amazing. If you haven't seen her performance in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch. So that brings me to the third and final actor I'm going to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the bad guy himself in the film, Mr. Telly Savalas. Oh yeah, Telly Savalas! Oh my god, he always plays great villains. He's always played great, amazing characters throughout his career. He just was a really on-point actor. Now, of course, a lot of people recognize him, of course, as Kojak, of course, as that character. But he has played some great villains in the years, and this is no exception to that. Now, a couple of films that he was in that I really enjoyed are such the great 1979 film, another film that stars Muppets, of course, is the Muppet Movie! Oh yeah! Oh my god, Muppet Movie! Such a great film. He plays a character named El Sleazo in the film. He was so on point as this bad guy. He just was a really great addition to the film and gave it a really great kind of very sleazy character and just a really on-point bad guy character that was, very comparable to, any of his other bad guy characters he's played throughout his career. And he just was really awesome. Really enjoyed him in the Muppet Movie. Thought he did a really fantastic job and just brought a great, great superstar performance to the film. Now, the second film he was in, it was another very amazing action-adventure film that I think doesn't get enough recognition for how good of a film it is. And then, of course, a film called Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. Oh, yeah, Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. Ooh, this is such a great sequel. It wasn't considered a hit like its original predecessor, the first film, but still was a really amazing film with a great ensemble cast from Jack Warden to Michael Caine, Sally Fields. I mean, this movie had a great ensemble cast that Telly Savalas just added to it. And Telly Savalas plays the captain of the Poseidon. And he just really brought to life this character and what it would be like to be a captain, that's dealing with this type of disaster and trying to survive and to, get his, rest of the people out and into, to safety. It's just a really great performance. Really enjoyed Telly Savalas as that character, and I thought he was really on point, great performance. He should get more recognition for that role. But if you haven't seen it, definitely give Beyond the Poseidon Adventure a try. It's worth the watch. Now, like I was saying before, I thought he was on point, amazing in this film, On Her Majesty's Secret Service as the bad guy. I love his action sequences. I love his performance. I love his comedy element to it. I loved his really suaveness to the bad guy character and just what he brought to the table for the film. Really on point performance. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a roll, people. Telly Savalas was awesome. So what is On Her Majesty's Secret Service about? Basically, this time, James Bond has to save the world once again from a great evil threat, which is played by Telly Savalas. And basically, Telly Savalas is trying to use this mind control to take over the world, and it's up to James Bond to stop him. And it all ends up taking place supposedly over in Switzerland, too, as well. So I think that was a really cool concept. A really interesting, platform. And just a really amazing idea, and I just thought the whole plot was on point. Really fantastic. If you haven't seen On Her Majesty's Service, definitely give it a roll, people. It's an amazing film, really well done. Love all the campiness about it, all the action, everything about it was on amazing point. Definitely give it a roll, people. It's worth a watch. And it's one of the best James Bond films, I feel, to date. I think to me, it's just about as good as Goldfinger 2 as well. and I give it 10 golden movie boxes up. Really fun film. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a roll, people. So that's it for this movie review, guys. Always thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if it's your first time here, or if you've been here before, definitely don't forget to check out my older or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. As always, check out my awesome links down below about my awesome Patreon page where you can see exclusive bloopers, what's next on my movie review agenda, and all that kind of cool stuff. So if it's something that interests you, definitely check that out too. And also, people, downstairs is the link below for my awesome merch store. That's right, merch. I got merch. So if you're looking to get a cool, phone case or a mask or a T-shirt, it's all down there below in my cool merch store, so definitely check that out too, people. It's really cool. As always, people, catch you in the next one.